lost. I still cannot see. Can I see a smile? One thing that you should always wear is smile. Always have a smile on your face. Yes? Agree? Good. Okay, do you want to play one more game? बच्चे को बाहर निकालो. बच्चे को बाहर निकालो, या? Yes? किसी का कुछ मत सोचो. Laugh out loud. Zenzi बोलती है ना LOL. So laugh out loud. It's okay. So you have that smile on your face. Let's play one more game, okay? So let me see where your eyes are. Eyes, touch your eyes. Touch your eyes. Nose. Okay, everybody knows. Eyes, nose. Clear? Eyes, nose, shoulder, knees, eyes, head, knees, nose, very nice, eyes, shoulders. So we are clear about the body parts, yes? Yes? Now, what we will do is, you will do what I say. Do not do what I do. आपको वो करना है जो मैं बोलूंगी. आपको वो नहीं करना है जो मैं करूंगी. Simple? Yes? Rules are clear? Very good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Can I have a smile? Okay. So here we'll just stop this and I'll hand over my mic to Nivedita ma'am. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Check, check. Good morning to all of you. A very warm welcome and hearty pranams to all our participants who have come from all over India and world. We welcome Pujya Daaji for this program. Pujya Shri Kamlesh Patel ji, the President of Sri Ramchandra Mission. Honorable host for today's Global Spirituality Mahotsav. Puja Daaji is here. We also welcome all the spiritual gurus and masters of various spiritual organizations who have reached Kanha to celebrate the Global Spirituality Mahotsav. All the spiritual gurus, masters and representatives of various organizations from India and all over the world are here. A very, very grand event which we are just going to see and we are going to inaugurate in the presence of all these great dignitaries, great leaders of the world who are here. We welcome all our participants who have joined us all over India and from the globe for the Spirituality Mahotsav.
Hello.
I would request all our participants to kindly settle down. All the participants are requested to kindly settle down as we are going to begin the program in another 2 minutes. Requesting all our participants to kindly settle down. All our guests are requested to please take their seats. हमारे सारे अतिथियों से विनती है कि वो जल्दी से बैठ जाए ताकि हम कार्यक्रम शुरुआत कर सके.
You might. This will be cutting off. Just on here.
The meet and greet of all the spiritual masters and gurus is on right now. A very momentous, joyous occasions. All the various spiritual organizations bonding together with a lot of love and divinity. Indeed, a very blessed moment in the history of India. All the masters, all the various spiritual organizations have come together on one platform to celebrate love, divinity, and to create peace all over the world. A very, very unique concept curated by revered Daaji and Cultural Ministry of India. May I request our MC for today, the Master of Ceremony, Madam Bhargavi, a very well-known RJ from Hyderabad, to kindly take over the proceedings.
Mic isn't working. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskar and pranams to the lotus feet of the spiritual leaders across the world. A wholehearted welcome and namaskar to each one of the wonderful souls present this morning here in this holy place of Kanha, the largest meditation hall in our very own Hyderabad. From time immemorial, the world has looked towards India for spiritual and moral leadership, to celebrate India's unique role and contribution in galvanizing the world on a spiritual path, Ministry of Culture has put together Global Spirituality Mahotsav as a special initiative in this Amrit Kal. May I request all of you to kindly be seated. Given India's recent successful G20 presidency in 2023, powered by the central thought of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, and the culmination of the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, commemorating 75 years of India's independence. This is an apt moment to delve into the celebration of India's rich spiritual legacy that binds the country together. There is no singular way to define spirituality. Most people agree that spiritualism emphasizes upon the interconnectedness of all living beings and the existence of a higher power of consciousness beyond the physical realm. Ladies and gentlemen, children, gurus, pranams to the holy feet. Global Spiritual Mahotsav is being hosted by Heartfulness Institute at Kanha Shanti Vanam, which is the home of the world's largest meditation hall. This program is being organized with strategic inputs and guidance of a core committee that includes various stakeholders across the spiritual community. It gives us great pleasure to welcome all of you, and the theme of the conference, Inner Peace to World Peace, brings into focus the many levels of conflict we are all grappling with across various spheres of our everyday existence and the need for reconciling the conflict within if we are to achieve long-term global peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main plenary session. Along with the plenary session in the pre-lunch session and the breakouts in the post-lunch sessions, we enable all-round participation. For a detailed idea of the schedule, please refer to our website, worldspiritualitymahotsav.org. The plenary theme overview is Inner Peace to World Peace, Spirituality in Daily Life, Confluence, Interfaith Dialogues, Being and Becoming, Transformation and Spirituality, Spirituality in 2047, Youth and Spirituality in the Digital Age. We have exhibition where you can tour the spiritual journey of India. And last evening, we had Shankar Mahadevan's wonderful musical concert. As the day progresses, we also welcome the Honorable President of India on this very special day. I take the pleasure to welcome all of you for the main plenary session. I welcome Ms. Ranjana Chopra, IAS, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Culture, with a huge round of applause for the welcome address. To setting the context, may I take the pleasure to welcome Shri Kamlesh T. Patilji, Daaji, with a huge round of applause and lots of love to the holy feet of Daaji, the current spiritual guide of the Heartfulness Movement and the president of Sri Ramchandra Mission and author. He offers heartfulness practices that develop authenticity, compassion, and inner peace through a simple meditation by yogic transmission. We also take the pleasure to welcome His Grace Sri Gaur Gopal Das Ji from ISKCON. Sri Gaur Gopal Das Ji, the Hindu monk, lifestyle coach, motivational speaker, and a former electrical engineer. He's been speaking across the world for over 2 decades and has even spoken at the United Nations and at the British Parliament. Warm welcome, Gopal Das ji. I take the pleasure to welcome Swami Atma Priyananda from Ramakrishna Mission, Indian University Administrator and a sannyasin of the Ramakrishna Order. He was the first Vice Chancellor of Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda University. He joined the Ramakrishna Mission in 1978. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We also take the pleasure to welcome Sister Usha Benji from Brahma Kumaris, a senior Raja Yoga meditation teacher and a management trainer of the Brahma Kumaris Aishwarya Vishwavidyalaya, based on the global headquarters in Mount Abu, with her innate qualities, capabilities, and the Supreme Father's blessings. She has focused her strength and speciality into a meaningful channel. She is a practical example of applied spirituality. Sister Usha Benji. We take the pleasure to welcome Sri Tridandi Chinna Sriman Narayana Ramanuja Chinna Jeeyar Swamy ji, Vedic scholar, spiritual leader, known for his discourses on Sri Vaishnavism. He is the designer and the planner of Statue of Equality, a statue dedicated to Ramanujacharya in Hyderabad. He is the guiding factor behind the Telangana state government's Yadadri temple. He is one of the few Jeeyars who has accepted disciples irrespective of their caste. Padma Bhushan Shri Tridandi Chinna Sriman Narayana Ramanuja Jeeyar Swamy ji. We take the pleasure to welcome all the Gurus for the plenary session with a huge round of applause, lots of love and devotion to the holy feet of the great Gurus on the dais. I now hand over to Mrs. Ranjana Chopra, IAS Additional Secretary, Ministry of Culture, for her opening remarks. Over to you, Madam.
नमस्कार। भारत सरकार के संस्कृति मंत्रालय की तरफ से मैं आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करती हूं। मंच पर विराजमान सम्मानास्पद दाजी, सम्मानास्पद गौर गोपाल दास जी, स्वामी आत्मप्रिय नंद जी, सिस्टर उषा बेन, हिज होलीनेस चिन्ना जयर स्वामी जी, मेरे समक्ष उपस्थित सब साधु मंडली, सबको मेरा नमन। I once again welcome all of you on behalf of Ministry of Culture, Government of India. As you are all already aware, under the direction of Honorable Prime Minister of our country, Ministry of Culture had launched Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to celebrate 75 years of India's independence. During the course of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, various events were organized throughout the country. These events touched upon the various facets of our cultural heritage. We were able to organize music festivals, dance festivals, literary conventions, and also commemorate the memories of iconic personalities of our country. During the course of these events, we were very gratified to see that we were not only able to revisit these cultural facets of our rich civilizational heritage, we were also able to rejuvenate them. While these programs were being organized, a harmony was created throughout the country. Just to give you a few examples, Vitasta, which I am sure all of you are aware, is an old name of River Jhelum. Vitasta, as an ode to the state of Kashmir, was celebrated in the southern states of our country. to draw upon the historical pathways and linkages between Varanasi and Tamil Nadu, Tamil Kashi Sangamam was organized. To reinstill among the citizenry of our nation, Har Ghar Tiranga was organized, which actually reinstilled amongst all of us pride in our national symbols. And finally, we ended Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav by celebrating Meri Mati Mera Desh, in which soils from various parts of the country were brought to Delhi, were mixed, and on this stratum of soil, a beautiful forest has been created in the middle of Delhi. While we were doing all these activities, one thing that actually emerged very, very strongly was that when we look back into our civilizational and cultural heritage, what stands and what shines out is that we are, without any doubt, a civilization of knowledge. And when we say the civilization of knowledge, the fountainhead of this knowledge actually is not only the written word, it is actually the revealed word, which has been revealed by Brahm himself to the sages. When we talk about this perspective, we find that we almost transcend this world and move into the realm of spirituality. So I won't be wrong in case I say that ours is a spiritual civilization. And to celebrate the spirituality of the land that is India, Ministry of Culture thought of, structured, and envisaged the program where we are all honored and privileged to be a part of today. It is with a lot of humility and at the same time honor I see that we have been able to provide a platform where divine souls have come together to give a message of harmony, brotherhood and peace. मेरा ये पूर्ण विश्वास है कि आप सभी महान भावों की उपस्थिति से जो संदेश शांति और स्नेह का विश्व के सब कोनों में जाएगा, वही इस कार्यक्रम की सफलता का प्रतीक बनेगा। अंत में मैं फिर से आप सभी को हार्दिक स्वागत करके अपनी वाणी को यही विराम देती हूँ। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Dhanyavad Ranjana Chopra ji, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the person who has initiated, who has inspired with his golden words, golden vision. You are the experiment, you are the experimenter, and you are the outcome. It gives us great pleasure to welcome Shri Kamlesh T. Patil ji, popularly, lovingly called as Daaji, global guide of heartfulness for his valuable address.
My heartfelt pranams. Sister Ranjana ji, Gaur Gopal Das ji, Sri Atma Priyanand ji, Sister Usha ji, and Chinmaya Karu ji, thank you. Revered sages who are present here, and my very dear sisters and brothers, such an opportunity of coming together for a greater goal. The world has witnessed so-called religions, so-called faiths dividing people. But we should not blame religions or the faith. Mr. Jain, who is seated amongst us, reminded me of Kofi Annan's statement that faith is not the problem. Problems lies with faithful ones. Faithful ones are the one who creates the problem unnecessarily. Religion, religious leaders, they have holy purpose. They have promised, they have devoted their lives, they have sacrificed their regular comforts and are at the service of humanity. All these religions are garlands, just as we see beautiful flowers here. Brahma Kumari is blooming with love and fragrance, trying to bring Brahma Vidya. ISKCON movement bringing about, the fragrance of love and bhakti. Sikhism trying to bring something beyond us, trying to bring unification, one God. Islam, peace be upon the brothers and the Prophet. There is no solid brotherhood like the one you will find in Islam. Christianity, full of love and compassion. Buddhism advocates self-efforts, self-penance. Jainism, utter penance is simplicity, purification. Imagine what would happen to all of us if we embrace all these qualities in one package. Think over it. I can also say I am the son of Krishna. I can also say I am the product of Brahma Kumaris. I can also say I am the son of Prophet Muhammad. I can also say I am son and brother of Lord Jesus. And it can go on and on and on, you see. Why must we divide each other? Whenever I find a word like tolerance, I spent almost 30 years in the United States doing business. The word tolerance has become intolerable kind. Everybody's talking of tolerance, but no one has tolerance. Recently, I learned about Ministry of Tolerance being established in United Arab Emirates. And I smile with pity, with my heart aching with such words, tolerance, that I have to tolerate? What nonsense is this? Imagine I tell my wife, or you tell your spouse, honey, I tolerate you. What will happen? Or you tell your guru, I tolerate you. There are some individuals who keep saying that. When you find a gurus who are dictators, there are all types of gurus in this world. Some are making money left and right, sucking the blood of innocent ones. We have to recognize them. Get away from this idea of tolerating the differences. We are not here to tolerate each other. We are here to accept. Acceptance is the key. Accept with joy. My master, my beloved master, used to say, had the Indian sages were born in or born on the North Pole, would they have recommended vegetarian food? Think over it. All these adjustments are made according to the environment. We should not become critical of what you cannot do, but see the situation, why they are doing what they are doing, and why we are doing what we are doing. If they can respect me, I have to respect them. This mutual trust, mutual respect, mutual acceptance is the way forward. If you cannot adjust, if you cannot adapt to this evolving phenomena, the story of evolution, like dinosaurs, we will also disappear. The differences can ruin us. Instead of becoming the uniting factor, religions have, rather the faithful ones have divided many religious groups and communities. And that's very painful because religion, relegare, rejoining whom? Each other. And when we are connected with each other, only then we can dream of uniting with the Lord, united with that ultimate divinity. Is that not the purpose of all of us? That the drop merges in the ocean, raindrops falling in the ocean, becoming the ocean. And we are all that, each one, each Atman, a raindrop, becoming the ocean eventually. The dissolution, ultimate merger is the goal. Can oil drop merge in the ocean? It can float eternally. It can never become part of it. It only means my qualities, my real essence must match with that of the ultimate if I have to merge with that. Otherwise, you can remain in the closest proximity with the ocean, but you can never merge. That will be very sad. Dogmas and beliefs, they are good. Religions, all religions carry these dogmas and beliefs. God is everywhere. It's one of the beliefs. When you ask your mother or father, do you believe in God? The simple answer comes, why are you asking such questions? Don't you think I believe? Sometimes such questions can make them angry also. But you ask them, why do you believe? They say, oh, my mother says so, my father says so, our scripture says so, our dharma says so. But mommy, what do you say? Then she'll say, beta, tune abhi tak khaya nahi hai, tu kha le. She will not have any answer. We have to find the answers from within our heart. Someone asked my master a beautiful question. Babuji, can you show me God? And you are wondering what answer he will give. And prompt came the answer and he said, suppose if I show you God, how will you know it's God? So there comes the role of spirituality. Religion gives us the idea of presence of some higher entity, and we believe those words with trust in our parents, trust in our religion. So faith begins with belief. Now when you're talking of faith, recently I learned about Hazrat Pir Inayat Khan, who was born in early 19th century and who went to the West trying to spread Sufism in the West. When he seeks the blessings of his Murshid, his Guru blesses him with one statement, may your faith be strengthened. And in the beginning, he didn't realize what he was talking about. Maybe he would say, may you be more successful, may you be more productive, may you be more spiritual. But he said, may your faith be strengthened. Because we have faith, we all have faith, but there is a spectrum of faith. Like we have spectrum of light. Frequencies are from low to the high or high to the lower. Everything has a frequency. So is in the faith, in love. In hate also there is frequency. And how can we strengthen the faith? Just by believing, will my faith be strengthened? No. Faith is strengthened by my personal experience. In science, there is no room for faith. If I throw an apple up, apple is bound to fall. If I touch the electric socket, I am going to have the shock. I don't have to believe in it. I don't have to have faith in it. Apple is going to fall back. Spirituality being esoteric, the same thing you may do, same meditation you may perform day after day, you perform, another person also performs. Outcome of both will be different. You all meditate in the same place. Each and every one will have a different experience, different result of the process. And each one's results will guide them. Guide them how? To their heart. If you read Vedas and Upanishads very carefully, there is more than 100 times reference to the heart. Lord Krishna also says in Gita, Hridayam Pashyasi. Also, he says, I dwell in every heart of every living being. And think over, where are we searching for God? Vedas, Upanishads, Gita, they all talk of the heart. Presence of the Lord is in the heart. Experience the presence in the heart. But our way of search is outward, is outbound. How can you succeed in such a case? Even when you are face to face with the Murti you worship, with the belief, with faith, with love, with adoration, with reverence, what happens to you there? Have you watched people walking around, waiting in line to enter the Tirupati temple? All with a lot of faith, but as soon as you reach the deity, what happens to you? You close your eyes. And what are you trying to do there? Trying to feel something that may happen in your heart. Isn't it? You could have done that at home also. Even politicians, may there be wisdom in them. Congress fellow will go there, my Lord, may I be the winner. BJP fellow will go there, my Lord, may I be the winner. And they keep throwing cash. You think that cash will be taken to Vaikuntham? You are only fooling gods. And every religion without an exception are successfully using two weapons. One of fear, that if you don't do, this may happen to you. You may go to hell after your death. And you are scared. You become chicken. And there is another bigger weapon, temptation. Temptation of heaven. All that is being rejected to be performed here, all that celibacy you have penance for, you expect everything reversed in the heaven. You want everything that you avoided be gifted there. This is a transaction. Unwise transaction, foolish transaction. A real spiritual seeker would say, my Lord, I don't even know you. Be honest. Can anyone amongst here, present here, with respect to all, put your hand on your heart and say, I have experienced God. And that's what we like to say. My God, I don't know whether you are there or not, but I like to experience your presence in my heart. And we should sit with supplicant mode, with reverence, with Pujya Bhav, without conditioning ourselves that God is like this or God is like that. remove all indoctrination that we have received and bombarded with from our childhood. Even Lord Krishna during his lifetime, how many people could understand him? Even Prophet Muhammad, even Lord Jesus Christ, how many could understand these great personalities during their lifetime? Poor fellow was put on the cross. Prophet Muhammad, he was hunted from Medina to Makkah and Makkah to Medina, trying to save his life. People wanted to kill him. Lord Krishna, he was hated by the majority and loved by very few. And who could understand his avatar Purusa status? None. Even when Arjun was sold the universal form, he said, please come back to my friendlier form. I like that one better. I don't like this one. It's very fearful. So even while showing the real form, you cannot recognize. Even seeing the real thing, you cannot recognize a personality. How are you going to understand? By seeing the imageries. Don't talk of Shraddha. It's out of fear and temptation. Your Shraddha is a whitewash. When you meditate and make that dogmatic belief, which is good, it's better than not believing. But the next better step would be to experience the presence, to experience the Lord in your heart. That's why we say, my heart is the laboratory. In this laboratory, I will run my experiment, whether God is there or not, and see the results, and see if this result can transform my personality, if this can change me. And once we experience, then we say, yes, I have realized my knowledge is verified, my belief system is verified. And the next step will be even more painful. Having experienced creates more pain. I'm telling you this from my personal experience. You will understand this, the tragedy of momentary experience, because you look forward to it again and again. It should have become permanent. So the practices. Let me give you another example, that if you happen to be with your friend, and that friend happens to be one of those Ambanis, many gurus flock around him, enjoy the hospitality of such wealthy people. Next thing what happens? You are there for 3 months perhaps. In heart of your heart, what do you think? I'm enjoying this, I'm having a great experience, but I wish I was also as rich, isn't it? So divine experiences, however great, they're better than simple knowledge. But I have to become that experience. Divine experiences are like carrots sown to a donkey, so the donkey keeps walking, keeps carrying the load. Without these experiences, no yogi would ever practice yoga. So, from experience, I must learn how to become. Experience must teach me to become divine myself. And that also is not the complete journey. My experience shows, even the states of Satchitanand, which people claim that is the ultimate experience of the Sahasra Dal Kamal, but there is much more awaiting us. SDK is a diversion. It's your test, last test in your journey. If you are trapped with this Anandam, you are finished. You will enjoy this eternally, this Anandam. But remember, it's like a worm that relishes the cow dung. We must transcend even the Anandam. It's easy to lose your family members. It's easy to say, become ascetic, leave your family. It's very easy. Any fool can do that. But to renounce Anandam and that the ultimate Anandam, it's not a job of a big or small soul. It needs courage. One must go beyond. And that is true renunciation. Say goodbye even to Anandam. From being, you enter the zone of non-being. And it is from this non-being that every being emerged. It is this promise for which I have to dissolve my differences, that if I maintain these differences right from the beginning, I'd be trapped in this jail of religions. I must free myself. Because all these religions are there because of the times. When so-and-so was born in particular times, particular place, they coined certain rules, certain maxims, certain lifestyle orders, which may not be applicable in modern world. I'll complete my talk with the last story that I wanted to share. At the age of 18, I wanted to become a monk. The passion was there. I was in search of my Ramakrishna, the great Paramahansa. I wanted to become like Swami Vivekananda. I said, why not? And I muscled myself, took courage in my heart, and left my home. So in the morning, I didn't say even one thing to my parents, but with closed eyes, with respectful heart, I left home. I reached to Narvada. There was a big Shiva temple, very ancient temple, and there were many Aghori Babas, almost dozen of them. I just sat there, watching them, what they were doing, and there was a very respectable elderly person there, also a Aghori Baba. He must have been 80 plus. He kept watching me, and as the sun was setting, he came to me and he asked me, Bete, yahan kya kar raha hai? My son, what are you doing here? So I pleaded, would you become my guru? Would you accept me as your shishya? I would serve you to the best of my abilities. There were tears in his eyes. Bete, my son, I am now 80 plus. I have not experienced God. I have not felt anything so far. Now I have become a beggar. All these people, they serve me. They go from house to house. What have you become? You have the chance to serve your family and you will find godliness present there. The same month, I happened to meet a trainer of heartfulness while I was in the third year of pharmacy college in Ahmedabad. In the very first session of meditation that was given with Pranahuti, I was transported to a zone I cannot even describe today. She was a very simple lady. Also the trainer of heartfulness, trained under Babuji Sahab, Sri Ramchandra Ji. There, in the mid of meditation, a flash occurred. With the left hand raised, no face to be seen, with a golden aura. And I knew this is Ramakrishna Paramahansa. My eyes melted. I was gone. No idea where I was. It's like, you were absolutely gone, finished, zonked. She, my trainer, the preceptor, she kept touching my knee. Bas kijiye, that's all. Hari Om. Then she herself started crying. She said, what samskars you have brought with you. Tomorrow I will send you to another preceptor who is better than me. So she sent me to another preceptor and I started my journey on heartfulness with transmission, with pranahuti. And this is how I began, and now I am in front of you all, a product of heartfulness. Not a day will repeat. Not a single day of your sadhana will repeat where your experience will not be different. Every day will be different because always moving means movement like Atman. Atman is moving towards Brahman. And slowly as expansion happens, as the evolution of consciousness happens, movement now becomes expansion, thinking becomes contemplation, and we move towards subtler and subtler and subtler realms. Many of you may ask a question, what is this pranahuti? How different it is from pranapratistha and shaktipat. We'll take this up some other session. And thank you for your patient listening, but I would request you only one thing. You believe, develop faith only when you have experienced. Pray to God to reveal that. Thank you.
Dhanyavad or pranams, Daaji. We now take the pleasure to welcome a former electrical engineer turned a monk, lifestyle coach, motivational speaker. He's spoken across the world over 2 decades, even at the United Nations and at the British Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for His Grace Sri Gaur Gopal Ji from the ISKCON.
Dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a very good morning to you. It doesn't look like you're happy seeing all of us. A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming from many parts of the world. We can do much better. A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds so much better. Can you imagine if we try to keep all our boundaries of genders, religions, nationalities, socio-economic statuses all aside and come together as one force, as one humanity? Can you see the power in our voice? Can we do that again? Suprabhatam, ladies and gentlemen. The power when boundaries go away. The power when hearts connect. And therefore it is a commendable initiative. My heartfelt gratitude to the Government of India, to the Ministry of Culture for organizing such an incredible event, the Global Spirituality Mahotsav. This initiative is bringing so many people, regardless of faiths and affiliations, together with open-mindedness to explore spirituality. My gratitude, of course, to Honorable President of India, Draupadi Murmu ji, who will be gracing us this evening for the inaugural function. Gratitude to Shri Kamlesh Patel ji, Daaji ji, or I don't know if it's just Daaji or Daaji ji, but since I'm thus Daaji, Shri Kamlesh Patel Daaji ji, my gratitude. Gratitude to all the heartfulness volunteers who have put this together. Can you imagine putting this event together? How hard that is? How many of you are good at spellings in school? How many of you are terrible at spellings in school? How many didn't care about spellings in school? One boy in school class was asked by his teacher, 7-year-old, which state of India are you from? He said, I'm from Arunachal Pradesh, madam. So can you spell it for me? He said, I'm from Goa actually. Right, who spells Arunachal Pradesh? Now, if you spell the word success, the second letter of the word success is U. And we cannot spell the success of such a grand event without you. Right. Without you. You can't have the word success without the vowel U. If it's just SCCESS, how do you spell that word? So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, without all of you, this event is no event. My respects to all of you for coming with such open hearts and such open minds to explore this diverse, deep space of spirituality. How many of you have problems in your life? Okay, brilliant. Any of you have any health problems? Any workplace politics problems? Any financial liabilities? Any emotional issues? Mental health issues? Any relationship problems? Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest problem and the biggest issue in finding inner peace is problems. The biggest issue in finding peace is problems. How many of you would like to have a solution to problems? All of us. Take your smartphone, go to your wallpaper settings, change the wallpaper of your lock screen and your home screen to the picture of your spouse if you're married. And whenever you have a serious problem, look at that picture like this. And say to yourself, if I can handle this, I can handle any damn thing in my life. Sorry about that joke. Sorry about that joke. The fact is, whoever we are, problems are an integral part of our life. Do you think the esteemed guests sitting on this dais don't have problems? Do you think they will not go through health crises? Do you think they will not have governmental issues when it comes to building things of this scale? Spiritual or no spiritual? When we are human beings living on this planet, we are all going to experience problems just of a different kind. इसलिए मैं कई बार कहता हूं, मौत को तो लोग यूं ही बदनाम करते हैं जी. मौत को तो लोग यूं ही बदनाम करते हैं, तकलीफ वैसे जिंदगी से है. Right. मौत तो एक बार खत्म कर देती है. Death will finish us once. Life is what is bothering us every single day. Life is what is causing a threat to my inner peace. Challenges, issues, problems, calamities, trying circumstances, difficulties is what is ruining my inner peace. How many of you felt, now my health is better? Have you ever given that sigh of relief? How many of you felt if you were in a toxic relationship and you have go through a divorce and say, done with this toxic relationship? How many of you had a financial liability and when you cleared that loan you said, As soon as a problem goes away is when you give a sigh of relief and say, peace. I'm peaceful. For a lot of people in the world out there, the definition of peace is absence of problems. Why have you come here? Because there's so much going on. You've come here to disconnect and find some peace within. Peace is equal to absence of problems. People think, oh, let all the problems go away and then I'll be peaceful. I say completely the opposite. First be peaceful, you'll be better off in dealing with your problems. Right. If you say, let the problems go away and be peaceful, today one problem will go away, tomorrow there'll be another one, guys. My health is better, there's a financial problem. My finances are better, there's a relationship problem. Relationship is better, there's a social problem. Social is better, there's a weather problem. Will there ever be an end? Don't wait for problems to end to be peaceful, because problems will never end. Find your peace. And when you find your peace and your inner peace, it is from that space of peace that you will be able to deal with your problems effectively. If there's one thing that the world lacks today, is individuals who can navigate through their challenges and be at peace. The world is a collective reflection of individual consciousness. If I am not peaceful, how will the world be peaceful? If the citizens on this planet, if the brothers and sisters, the ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls, if every individual doesn't find their peace, how will the world be peaceful, ladies and gentlemen? I want to tell you a story and probably give you 3 or 4 things to reflect on as you leave this place after 4 days as a practicing principle. There was once a king, and the king was extremely fond of art and paintings. He made an announcement that anybody who makes a painting depicting peace, the best painting will be rewarded with 1,000 gold coins. Thousands of artists came. They all started painting, making varieties of painting to depict peace. There was a gentleman who was screening all the paintings, and out of all the hundreds and thousands of paintings, he selected 2. And they were both covered with a veil. Now the king was to come on stage, unveil each of them, see what was painted, and decide out of the 2 who was the winner and who gets the 1,000 gold coins. The king came on stage. He unveiled the first painting. What did he say? A beautiful, crystal clear lake, aquamarine waters. There was such clarity you could see the bottom of the lake. There were beautiful mountains, birds flying around, clear skies with fluffy clouds floating in, beautiful swans swimming on the surface of the lake. And the king said, wow, my goodness me, this seems to be like the best painting depicting peace. He went to the second one. He unveiled the second painting. The second painting had a dark, gloomy, depressing sky with lightning in there. Huge rain showers. There was a mountain which was dry, no greenery. And there was a tiny little branch jutting out of the mountain. On that mountain, on that tiny branch, was a nest. And in that nest was a mother bird feeding her little ones, the birdlings, with great affection and love. Guess which one did the king reward? The second painting. Because the first one is a myth. Life is not serene. Life is not calm. Life is not clear. Life is not peace. Life is challenges. Life is chaos. Life is mayhem. Life is issues. Life is difficulties. Life is trying circumstances. Life is tribulations. And in the middle of all this darkness, if I can have my inner nest here, my heart like that nest. Outside is a gloomy sky. Outside is thunderstorms. Outside is lightning. I lost my job. I lost my parent. I lost my spouse. I lost this. I lost my health. I lost my money. Lost. This is the world outside. But when I enter into the space of my heart, like that little bird feeding the tiny birdlings, that is peace. The real depiction of peace. Finding peace within, in a world full of chaos, in a world full of mayhem. And that is exactly what happened on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. 5,000 years back. Chaos, mayhem, confusion, lack of clarity. One Arjun standing there didn't know what to do. His properties were taken away, rights were taken away, their wife was disrobed, their sons were killed. And in the middle of all of that, he was on the battlefield now trying to do his duty. He didn't know what to do. In that confusion and darkness, he turned towards his friend, mentor, guide, and guru, Shri Krishna. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prachhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. I turn to you. I don't know how to navigate through this darkness, Krishna. Please guide me. We need a guide. We need a mentor. We need a spiritual teacher. We need a guru to help us find that nest under the dark sky of gloom and depression. And when you listen to such spiritual mentors, guides, such luminaries sitting here today, and you'll be listening to so many in the next 2 or 3 days, listen to them, not to follow them. Otherwise, you will simply be a blind follower of another guru. Listen to them, not to follow them. Listen to them, not to listen to their voice. Listen to their voice so you can start listening to your own voice. If you cannot listen to your own voice, the whole spiritual path has been a big failure. I conclude my speech with these last 4 things that I'd like to recommend all of you. Take note of it, practice this. When you're going through challenges and you want to find your inner peace, say to yourself always, in an equation, there is a pi, 3.1814. You can't change it. But in that equation, there is an x. And focusing on the x empowers you. The more you focus on the pi that cannot change, you will be frustrated. Say to yourself, I will not waste my energy and peace on pi. The second thing, say to yourself, the world's problems are not my problems at the moment. I'm not an enlightened being yet. I'm okay to deal with my own share of troubles at the moment. Say to yourself the third thing, I don't need all answers and everything sorted out right now. Life is a journey. Things evolve. You don't need everything sorted, everything clear right away. And fourth, if you're a believer, turn to God. If you're a non-believer, turn to life, universe, whatever. You don't have to do it alone. Turn to somebody to whom you can connect and take off that stuff from your head. And as Kamleshji Patel Daaji ji said, in this world today, let's religions not divide us. 2 plus 8 is 10, 3 plus 7 is 10, 6 plus 4 is 10, and so is 1 plus 9. There are multiple ways to reach 10. The end goal is 10. Whether I add 2 and 8 to be 10 or 1 and 9 to be 10, we are all meant to reach that stage of 10. Let us respect each other. Let us not just, he mentioned that we should tolerate, shouldn't be tolerance alone. It should be acceptance of each other. Tolerance of each other to acceptance of each other. I would try to say one more thing and add to the beautiful thing he said. Beyond tolerance and acceptance, let us celebrate each other's connections as a great humanity. Once again, my gratitude to all of you and to Daaji ji and the Ministry of Culture for giving me this opportunity.
Dhanyavad, or thank you very much, Gopal Das ji, for all the energy and the inspiration. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It gives us great pleasure to welcome Brahma Kumari Ushaji, a senior Raja Yoga meditation teacher and a management trainer at the Brahma Kumari's Aishwarya Vishwavidyalaya, based at the global headquarters in Mount Abu. With her innate qualities, capabilities, and Supreme Father's blessings, she has focused her strength and speciality into a meaningful channel. In fact, she is a practical example of applied spirituality. Ladies and gentlemen, Sister Oshaben.
Om Shanti. Greetings of peace from Mount Abu, from our Chief Administrative Head, Dadi Ratan Mohini ji, and our seniors. And thanks so much to our government, Ministry of Culture, our respected Kamlesh Bhai Patel, Daaji, our eminent speakers, brothers, and all the ones who are present here, brothers and sisters from various parts of the country and abroad. It gives me a great pleasure to be with you all here today and share some of the insights that we have on this subject, that we are celebrating today, the Global Spirituality Mahotsav. Mahotsav means celebration. So we are all here to celebrate, and this celebration is unique. Why? Because it's a spiritual celebration. You have been in many Mahotsavs around the world, but they are for the enjoyment of the body, or they are the enjoyment for the self for some time being. But this is a Mahotsav where we enrich ourselves, where we empower ourselves, and we recharge our batteries, the soul batteries. So, can we just spare some moments? And as Brother Gopal Das said, let us go within for a few moments and connect ourselves with that spark which is inside. And relax yourself for a few moments. So turn your attention for a few moments from the external world and let us go within. With your inner eye, visualize yourself as a being of light, the soul. And my innate nature is peace. I calm down my thoughts for a few moments. And experience the silence within. Slowly and gradually, I turn my attention to the Supreme Being, who is the source of light, the source of peace. And as I connect my mind with the Supreme, I allow the power of peace to empower the self. And I radiate that peace around me. I allow that peace to flow to the entire world. I allow the vibrations to spread in the world so that everyone can be at peace. Om Shanti. As our brother rightly mentioned, that peace is not something where we find that everything is so serene and we can experience peace. Otherwise, people may go to the jungles, may go to the seashores maybe to experience that peace. They may go to the mountains. But we all need peace while being at our place, living in the life full of challenges, and still my mind is at peace, calm, positive. That is what we all need. It reminds me of a beautiful story that once there was a person who put a challenge in front of many, that whoever can stay in peace, can stay alone in a house for 1 year, I'll reward that person 10,000 rupees. Nobody took the courage. There was one young man who said, okay, I can try and take up this challenge. So he accepted. And he said that this is a place where you have to stay for 1 year. You cannot meet anyone. You cannot have any television. You cannot have any mobiles. You cannot have any internet connection with you. Nothing. You have to stay alone. You'll get some books to read if you want to. For 1 year, you have to be there. So initially, when he had nothing to connect himself with, not to the world, not to anyone outside, there was frustration that was getting inside him. He started banging his head, he started pulling his hair, and he had a buzzer that if you fail and if you don't want to go on for 1 year, you can press this buzzer button and come out. But you'll lose everything.